All the Premier League games tonight, right across the talkSPORT network. A talkSPORT exclusive at Turf Moor. Burnley against Manchester United. Remember, that's an 8:15 kickoff. All different, these kickoff times. 7:30, 8:15. Arsenal, Liverpool tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Anyway, that's by the by. But Burnley against Manchester United tonight, a talkSPORT exclusive, and it's an 8:15 kickoff. And in the away technical area tonight, now that Ruben Amorim is no longer the head coach, or as he would have wished, the manager, up steps Darren Fletcher for one match only. This is Darren going into this one.
It's an amazing honour, I think, to be able to lead a Manchester United team. I don't even think it's in my wildest dreams that was something that could potentially happen. I think even thinking about playing for the club and stuff like that, but to lead out a team is an amazing honour and something I'm really proud to do.
Have you spoken to Sir Alex since you got the role?
I have. I don't like to make any major decisions or things without speaking to Sir Alex, and that's something I've done since I've been at the club and since I've left the club. And everything I do, I've got a really good relationship with Sir Alex, so it's probably the first person that phoned actually, so I wanted to speak to him first. And ultimately to get his blessing, to be perfectly honest with you. I think he deserves that respect. I wanted to run it by him what he thought, and he was supportive of it, and he echoed my thoughts, which I've always said, it's your job to do the best for Manchester United.
Interesting. Darren Fletcher wanted to speak to Sir Alex Ferguson first, and then, with his blessing, he takes on the job for one match only tonight, according to Darren, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knocking on the door. It seems he's coming back again for a stint in caretaker charge. And Darren Fletcher, just in the passing, Danny, you play against him in your time at Liverpool. I mean, they're getting a United legend in the away technical area tonight. He's United through and through. Well, to that extent, it makes sense.
Yeah, he's a bright lad. He's in the building. He knows the squad. He's intelligent. He speaks well. He knows the history of the club. He knows what's going on because he's there every day. It makes sense temporarily to put him in charge, but yeah, we'll see who comes in after that. It's difficult for anyone in there at the moment because the players they've got missing. You know, it's not an easy task. But I'd be amazed if we didn't see a more orthodox system, let's say, tonight. 4-3-3 probably. But he's a resilient character, Darren. He won't be fazed by it. As a player, he was tough, but he was a good player as well. So he's bright lad. He'll be fine. But United's problems at the moment is getting Bruno back, the lads from AFCON back, getting the centre-halves back, because every time you watch them, they look like they're going to concede goals.
Right. Well, as far as United and Darren Fletcher are concerned, though, nothing but a win at Turf Moor tonight will do. In the background to this, Alex Cook will join us later on this morning before we go, and he'll bring us right up to date with the situation regarding Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He is the leading contender, it's understood, to become the next caretaker manager. In other words, to take them from this point onwards until the end of the season, after holding talks with the club just yesterday. Let me take you back to 2021. The last time that Ole was there, in a decision-making capacity. And these were his farewell words, as he said, thanks to everybody, but I'm off.
You know what I mean, what this club means to me and what I wanted to achieve here. For the club, for the fans, for the players, for the staff, I wanted us to take the next step, to challenge for the league, to win trophies. I think everyone knows I've given everything for this club. The club means everything to me, and together we're a good match. But unfortunately, I couldn't get the results that we needed, and it's time for me to step aside.
Well, that was then, and this is now. Because after Darren Fletcher, it's expected that Ole will be back in charge again on an interim basis. Could they do a lot worse, Simon, than Ole coming back?
Sure, they could do a lot worse. They could obviously do a lot better as well, I suspect. I mean, this is a guy they fired and paid 10 million to go out the door. Replaced him with Ralph Rangnick and paid him 14 million to go out the door 6 months later. What are they doing at this football club? What kind of decisions are they making? I mean, I'm sure he's a fabulous fellow. I'm sure that he's the most pleasant fellow you could ever come across, but the leader he's not. And turning to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, a manager that wasn't good enough, in my view, in the first instance, no personal slight upon him. I'm just calling it as I see it from an observatory point of view. Bringing him back is almost laughable. You got rid of him. You paid him 10 million to go because he wasn't deemed good enough. And I believe I do believe emphatically that despite the fact that you can point to some of the successes they had during a period of time, which might have been a hangover from the fact that Man United was still a contender at that time, they still had some feel about them. They're just a losing football club right now, without any of the hubris or the standards of the past. That's no longer there. Only thing that's there is the memory of Man United right now. And to bring back this idea of people that have played for the football club, just because they played for the football club, just because they were a substitute that scored a memorable goal in the European Cup final of 1999, is, for me, is a fool's errand. But if that's what they think is the best solution for the time being, they've made dreadful decisions. They made a dreadful decision with Ruben Amorim. They made a dreadful decision with Ten Hag. They made a dreadful decision with Dan Ashworth. This is laughable. They've taken the sporting director out of Chelsea that Chelsea binned. This is their way of operating. And you would expect better from Manchester United. I would expect better from Jim Ratcliffe. But I'm surprised at the people they've got around him. You know, we can target Jason Wilcox and people of that nature, but you have to ask, are these people the best in class to make the decisions? It's one thing having very commercially minded people like Ed Woodward and Richard Arnold that can run commercial operations. It's another thing having people that are football savvy, and they don't seem to have it. I mean, if you're going to run around as Jason Wilcox inquiring of Chelsea whether they can buy Cole Palmer, it's laughable. It's not serious. But Chelsea ain't going to sell Cole Palmer.
United need unification at the moment. They need to come together. So why not bring back one of your own? They're doing that for one night only tonight.
Yeah,
in Fletcher,
that's different.
And then they bring in Solskjaer, who is loved worldwide by every United fan.
Well, I don't know if that's true. I concur with some of what I do believe. There's logic in bringing back someone associated with the club, because one thing United need right now is the fans to be on board.
Why don't you get Roy Keane in?
I said, how did you know I was going to... On Monday night, I said Carrick would be more sensible than Solskjaer. Managerial experience, very clever guy. He's not failed there before. Bringing back someone who's failed is bizarre. Keane would galvanise. And it's a temporary... It's not so... And
he would be phoning Alex Ferguson for advice, I can assure you.
Well, that's why they wouldn't go to Keane, I don't think, because the Fergie thing. But Keane would be great, because the fans would just be ecstatic. He's got that energy and that character and that leadership. Fear
but I'll put this to both of you. Did Solskjaer fail?
Yes.
When you look at the ones who came and went, and
he did better than a lot of the others.
Ten Hag left the building, or if we're on the subject of money, with 10.5 million.
Yeah.
Ranić left with 14.
Yeah, that's absurd.
Well, forget the amounts of money.
Before that, Mourinho. What did he get up to? Van Gaal. What did he get up to?
But they won things, and
they all won. Man
United were closer.
Solskjaer got them second.
I know, and that's what you'll point to at one particular time, but the decline post that. But Solskjaer picked up other people's team. Solskjaer got the job because Marcus Rashford scored a goal against PSG.
Simon, back-to-back top 4 finishes.
At a different time. And the decline post, I think the legacy of Solskjaer is the decline that's been seeded in the opportunities that other managers have had to inherit. I think that Ten Hag would have been a better manager.
Have you got something against Ole?
No,
I've got the sole reason of having something against it.
I have a major objection to mediocrity being rewarded. I think we reward mediocrity in society too easily. I think he was a very decent player for Man United, prepared to be a substitute his entire career. That tells you something about a player. The fact he's given a job, he's a very personable fellow. I know that at one point he was actually going to come in here and talk to us. He won't now because obviously he's got potentially the Man United job. So he's got no issues with the things I've said. He might not like them, and I have no issue with him. But I think you've got to call it as you see it.
You're harder on him than you are with any of the others in this conversation.
I slaughtered Ten Hag. I was the first person to say when that suit don't fit him, and I got ridiculed for it.
We both said he wasn't the man.
Wasn't the man for the job. I said it from the get-go. It's easy to be negative, and I understand that. I tried to understand Amorim. I thought to myself, there must be some method to this madness. At the end of it, there was just madness. There was no method, right? So you have to give people a benefit of the doubt. But I watched Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I looked at him and I thought, no, this is not. Look at that interview. I've got to be honest with you, as a commercial man, that exit interview was pathetic. That's not the utterings of a leader. That's the mutterings and splutterings of an emotional person wanting to thank everybody for the failure that he's had and the £10 million he's disappearing with.
Do you know whoever comes in, whether it be Solskjaer, Carrick, Keane, whoever, it really is so easy to improve this team. If they go to a 4-3-3 with two holding midfield players to protect the back, whoever the two centre halves, if you play Bruno as a 10, let him work his magic because you know what he can do, and then you've got the front three. With Mbeumo, Cunha, Sesko, Fernandes, 6 behind those 4, United have got a chance to top 4.
Okay. Danny, you're telling us how easy it would be if they play a certain formation. Yep. We'll get to that. Let's stick with this. Manchester United fans, you've been down this road before. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, is it the right route to go this time, or would it end up being a bizarre backward step? Give us a call, 03717 223344. You'll get the impression, as I do, Simon's not really having him.